Good morning, it's day 23. I've already broken camp. Ready to go. I'm headed up into Michigan today. Rained pretty hard last night, but I kept dry. And then it broke enough this morning where I was able to get my tent down and have a breakfast, although it started to sprinkle again. It's sprinkling right now. So I've got about 2.5 hour ride. Nice, quiet campground, clean restrooms. Indiana did a nice job. The one thing that was a little bit funny, when I took a shower this morning, they have a little button you have to push in order to get the hot water to come out. And it literally, most places you push it and it runs for 2 or 3 minutes because they don't want people in there burning up too much hot water. The thing literally was like 7 seconds. So every 7 seconds I had to keep pushing the button to keep the hot water flowing. So, other than minor aggravation, I am ready to go. Not many people here. It is a Wednesday. I did grab my heated jacket out of my gear bag, so I've got it on right now, and I'm going to be toasty warm. Probably haven't had that heated jacket out in 3 weeks. It's a big campground. Basketball courts, playground, toboggan run. Park even has an inn. I think there's a lake here somewhere too. I didn't get a map of the entire park. Fortunately, they only gave me a map of the campground. I am up in Michigan now. Ducking down to clear those trucks with all the spray and wind that they're throwing off. Chilly morning, 54 degrees. Michigan is state number 18. I think this is the last new state that I will be going through on this trip. New in the sense of new for this trip. Having this heated gear is such a blessing. I tell you, between the heated grips keeping my fingers warm and the heated jacket keeping my torso warm, really makes a difference. Well, an Amish. I don't want to scare the horse. I don't know, who looked more miserable, him or the horse? The horse looked like he wanted to get back to the barn. It's raining again. There's another Amish. It's overcast, but I think I've finally broken free of the rain. The roads are starting to dry out. Michigan farmland. Still early in the growing season here. Unlike the deep south, where it was in full swing, up here it's just now starting to bloom. Just barely see some green on that field. Well, the rain wasn't quite done with me. I just went through another fairly heavy rain. It stopped again. My gear seems to be working pretty well though. Pretty impressed. So on to Ann Arbor, and hopefully have a nice couple days here before I resume my journey. Good morning. It is Friday, the 25th day of this trip. Took a day and a half off in Ann Arbor to see my brother and his wife. We're great hosts. I actually got to sleep in a real bed. Saw a friend that I hadn't seen in 27 years. And had all kinds of great food to eat. I am headed to the other side, the eastern side of Cleveland today. And right now it's saying it's almost a 7-hour ride. It's staying off the interstates. We'll see how I do. It's over 300 miles. I am headed my way home, and I'm going to try to make some decent mileage today. Nice day. It was raining overnight. You can see the little water left on the road, and there are some big storms to the east. Hopefully I don't catch up to them, but if I do, I'll just have to deal with it, and then it's supposed to gradually clear over the next day or so. So I think if I'm going to get rained on, it's probably going to be today. Passing through the town of Adrian, Michigan. Just entered the state of Ohio. What time is it? Almost 10 o'clock. Skies are starting to darken up a little bit. Well, hello again. It's 1:37 in the afternoon. Last several hours I've been running in and out of rain showers, so I put my video equipment away. Lake Erie is right to my left by just a little bit. So following the Lake Erie shoreline. Temperatures right now are 70 degrees, so it's a little on the cool side. There's Lake Erie, but not bad as long as it's not raining. It's 2:45 and I am approaching Cleveland from the west. I am getting rained on again. Must be catching up to the weather. Good view of the city, and that's where the Browns play. I exited the expressway and I'm on Lakeshore Drive on the eastern side of Cleveland. It's raining all day. I'm gonna slow down right now. Wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to cook tonight or not, so I got myself a chicken salad croissant sandwich, a banana and Cheez-Its, oolong peach tea, and a donut for dessert. Good morning. It's the 26th day. It's Saturday morning, about 7:30. It's rainy, misty, and pretty miserable out here. I did break camp and am now headed east through the rest of Ohio and into Pennsylvania, where I'll spend the rest of the day. Got a target in mind near Scranton, Pennsylvania, but I haven't made a reservation because it's about 325 miles away, which is a little bit long for me, but if I make it that far, I'll just do a walk-in. Then I'll allow same-day reservations in Pennsylvania. So camp is broken. All I have to do is put my motorcycle jacket on, and I am ready to rock and roll. It's a muddy, wet camp, although I kept dry last night, so no complaints, but pretty ugly here. Foggy morning here, Saturday, day 26. Up there's some deer. 1, 2. This one's following a guy home from work at night in Connecticut. The deer came dashing out from the woods and headbutted the car. Alright, here we go. Day 26. Probably my highest mileage day of the whole trip. I think I'm going to take most of Route 6 if the GPS does what it shows, or does what it showed last night. All kinds of wildlife out here this morning. Newborns, parents. I think I'm running into the back of the storm that was headed east. Getting rained on again. The sun is gone, gone, gone. Still 150 miles to go. It was a pretty big storm. Amish country. We are coming up on Pennsylvania. Just joined on to 6N, US 6N. Sunshine. Change to a higher density filter. And somebody turned on a light switch. It's been 4 days of overcast and rain. UPS keeps trying to take me off of Route 6. Not sure whether there's maybe small little shortcuts that it wants to take. But I keep ignoring it. This is still Route 6, but it's turned into more of a limited access highway. We'll stick with this though for a bit. Still on Route 6, the divided highway disappeared after several miles. Guys can't decide whether they want to be overcast or sunny. Route 6. Few towns I've been passing through, but for the most part it's been kind of like this. I believe this is the same Route 6 that goes all the way into Connecticut. I'm almost tempted to ride it all the way in. See how the rest of the day goes. I'll have to look at it on the map. It does not have the twists and turns like a true backcountry road, but it sure beats the interstate. And it's in pretty good shape for most of it. This is a typical town I've passed through on this Route 6. Smethport, S-M-E-T-H-P-O-R-T. Probably 165 to 170 miles into this Route 6 from the western Pennsylvania border. It's a really good ride. The road's in very good shape. Lots of sweepers, a little bit of elevation change, light traffic. So I'm making pretty good time going across Pennsylvania. It is 4:13 in the afternoon. It rained most of today, and then reached a dry spell here. Hopefully that weather that I bumped into the back of will move completely out of the area tonight, because I've got to keep heading east. Stopped at a fuel station. Service my chain, which was badly in need of it, especially with all the rain. I think I serviced it at like 575 miles. So that should be good to get me home tomorrow, unless it rains. Lackawanna State Park. Pretty. Campground. Oh, okay, she said this is walkbacks here on the right, which wouldn't be too bad. I've done that before. And what do you think? Here's 83. This is a walk in. Walk back, actually. I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong terminology. I'm not very far to walk. I think I've stayed in this tent now over 7 months based on all my trips that I've taken over the last 3+ years, and that's the way I set up my tent. I'm sure there's probably a better way of doing it, but that's the way I've been doing it. It's nice and quiet here. I'm the only walk back. There's supposed to be one more person that is using one of these walk back sites, but whether they show up with this weather or not, I don't know. Good morning. It's day 27, the morning, around 7:30. It's a Sunday. Last day of the trip planned here. I'm at Lackawanna State Park in Pennsylvania, headed east towards Connecticut. Absolutely great night's sleep last night. It was so quiet. It's nice to get away from those big campers with their air conditioning units and heating units, and it was just absolutely still last night. Weather today finally is no rain. I go north before I can head east. North on 407, closing in on 5,000 miles on this trip. And I probably put another 100 or 2 on them before I started to make sure that they were okay. So over 5,000 miles are just starting to show some wear in the back, but I've got at least another 3,000 or 4,000 miles out of them, I think. Really pleased with them as tires. I noticed a couple times yesterday in the rain, and I don't think it was the tire so much as the surface I was riding on. Just a tiny little slip a couple times. I think one time I was going over a painted crosswalk. Those are notoriously slippery. And the other looked like it was kind of newish pavement. And like a half a second of I could feel a slip. But other than that, they were really planted all day long. And they're still rolling into the corners nicely. They're not squared off. The back tire is starting to get maybe a tiny little bit of a flat spot, but it's wearing fairly evenly. So I'm pretty happy with them. Mid-Delaware. Skies are clearing. And I am crossing out of Pennsylvania into New York. I just hit 5,000 miles on this trip. What a great trip. This bike has been phenomenal yet again. I am closing in on 50,000 miles on this 2020 V-Strom. The odometer is 49,878, so 122 miles, and I've only got 103 to go. So I'm not going to hit 50,000 miles on this trip with the bike, but I'm going to be pretty close. I refueled and am ready to knock out the last 75 miles. Hudson River, Interstate 84. What a majestic river that is. Beautiful day. Bike's just humming along, singing her song. I am about ready to enter my home state of Connecticut. For those of you that have watched the entire series, you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed the trip. Temperatures down into the 40s, up into the 80s. Lots of sunshine, a little bit of rain. And I think a lot of really interesting things to see in this country. I don't quite know where I'm going after this. In any event, thanks for joining me. I will definitely keep you posted on my next trip once it happens.
Back home safely.
So I have 49,971 on the bike. The trip was 5,093.2 miles. Day number 27.